Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below. Alright, welcome back YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Moishot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. I got some plays for you today out of the gun empty tray stack. This is the Steelers formation once again. I don't know how many different playbooks this formation's in. I had something very similar to this in the Saints playbook when I did their the ebook series out of them, but I don't know if it was the exact same formation. I just know there were some very similar plays, so don't quote me on that. But if you guys want to see the full Saints ebook, all that information is in the description below. Other than that, like I said, this is part 2, so I'll go ahead and I'll pop a little montage for part 1. If you guys didn't see it, you guys can go ahead and check that out. So the next play I'm going to show, and I'm not sure if it's going to be the beginning of the next video or the end of the last video, is the post wheel. Now this is a concept that I put out previously, but there's some serious adjustments you can make here. So let's pick that. We'll go random nickel or random big dime again. This is a concept that's, it's in a couple of different plays. All I'm really going to do is I'm going to put James here on a slant, and then I'm also going to put Hayward here on an in route and then smart route him. So it's just a slightly different level. But this play right here is all about the guys on the right side. Once again, as you can see, I go right up that cover 3 seam there. I mean, there's a lot of good options here, but I would say realistically, I'm trying to work Bryant and Bell the most. As you can see, Bryant is just coming up this cover 3 seam. I'm not sure if that's cover 3 or not, but he's getting open right up the center every time. And the running back is a really good option too, which I'm trying to see when I can get him. Like here looks like a man, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lob this up for an easy score as he beats, I'm not sure who that is, but he got toasted. Some safety. But that's, anytime you got a man coverage, he's really going to be dynamic. I'm not making all my adjustments right now. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to take this cover 2 beater again. Oh, let's go. Good catch, brother. But that's really, like I said, those two guys, one of those two guys should get open pretty much every time. All these other routes, like I said, you have a lot of options here. Here the tight end is just kind of coming open. He's just unchecked off the line, so he's going to be wide open. All these things in the middle here are really going to make it for some hard reads for a user middle linebacker, because there's so much going on. You can also put James, if you really want to, you can put James in a drag. If you have a really competent user, there's no way he's going to be able to stop a double drags by himself, because that's a really hard concept, so that's really up to you. So that's it for part 1. If you guys want to see more of this formation, just hit the like button and I'll do that, or check it out on my Patreon now. It's there, link in the description below. Or if you guys want to see the empty bunch, because like I said, it's a really good formation, I can put that out next. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Madden Moishot out. So I went ahead and I moved the ball because I do want to showcase what Bell's doing here if he's not covered immediately. And you can see here, I pass lead outside a little bit and I can get underneath that cornerback. So we'll go ahead and rock this once or twice more. We get that, that circle route is really what I want. I mean, that's really going to be the biggest play out of all of them, unless it's a man coverage. I mean, the 2 biggest plays on this are going to be on where Bell and the circle route are, and I really want the circle route. You can see here as Brown comes open underneath. That's also a very big play if everything pulls back the way that it does. But that I put out a little while ago. Here we got Bell to the outside, a pass lead outside, a little bit nice toe tap catch. Yeah, this is a combination of a couple different really good concepts that I put out this year. Like the 2 receivers on the left are a drive concept, and the one on the other side is like a post shot concept. As you can see here, we got that Brian here is going to get open several times against several different coverages in several different ways. He's a really good route, and then Bell will too. Bell will get open the same. So there's so much good stuff going on here. You really have to lab this play. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on. Next up play I got is the curl flat Salem. Now this is a very hard to stop play that I put out in a couple different things. I put out the Salem out of a couple different formations, but this one's obviously pretty different. So let's go and let's pick that. So this here, what I typically do is I put Bell here into a slant route, and he gets open underneath what James is doing. Still a good look. Putting him on a drag is pretty good too, and he's going to play off of what Bryant's doing. Bryant is a really good route as well. As you can see, I just floated right behind the coverage. That's a really hard route to cover. I don't know why. I find that you could also put Bell on an in route, anything just to pull that coverage, because that circle route's really good. As you can see here, it's just finding a hole in the zone pretty much every time. One of my subscribers actually brought this out to me. I've been using this route for a long time, but I typically, or this route combination for a long time in this play, but I typically throw to James or Bell. But a subscriber of mine was telling me how hard of a time they were having covering the circle route, and I know that the circle route's really good against cover 3s and stuff like that. But he was telling me in a comment section that he was using just about everything under the sun to stop that circle route, and it wasn't working. So it's a very good route, very hard to stop. Here you see I hit the cover 3 tight end. Anytime you have a cover 3, that was actually cover 2, but anytime you got a cover 3, James is going to be open right away. And this particular, that was a cover 2, because you can see how that drag pulls that linebacker down pretty quick. That drag route's going to pull coverage down on a computer linebacker. You know, a lot more often than a user linebacker. I think that the slant will pull the user linebacker more. The drag will not, especially, but that's fine because I'll take that drag all day long, to be honest with you. And you still have that concept on the other side that I showed in the previous play. That square route is still really good. Little check down. It's kind of like a hesitation out route. I would say that the only adjustment I would really make is Brown here. I'd put him on an out route, and then I would smart route him. And now you have 2 levels there. The triangle route is going to get open a little bit quicker, but you see how it pulls coverage back. Anytime there's a deep coverage, it's going to leave the underneath guy open. Yeah, that's not really, there's no real adjustment for Brown, the route that Brown's running that I like. So putting him on an in route, smart routing him is not bad, but he's really the last thing. He's like a late check down. The 2 guys on my left are both kind of check downs, and I'm just kind of making my reads on the other side. So we got a nice man coverage here. He held on to it though. I thought he'd get a little bit better separation, but he didn't. So if it's a cover 3 James, if it's you know, man, you can slant or you can drag the running back. And Bryant's really good against cover 3 too. I'm not sure what this coverage is. It's just an all-out blitz, but Bryant comes open underneath that cover 3 coverage as well. Next up, out of the gun empty tray stack, we have the levels. Here we go. This play right here, I mean, I like it just like it is. I'm not a huge fan of what Brown's doing. He's kind of running out and then running back in. He gets a nice little acceleration boost, and you see how he comes open underneath, which isn't too bad. But I find you can put him just as simply on a drag. But I kind of like the way it is. It just takes a little bit longer to get open. What I do like to do is I like to put Bell on the other side on a slant. He's going to work under James. What James is doing is an option route. Like here, he's going to come open up to cover 2. But it's his choice whether he goes straight if it's a cover 3 or he slants if it's a cover 2. But whichever one he does, Bell is going to come open underneath it. Like this here looks like a cover 2, and you can see how Bell's just kind of trailing, and it's going to make it hard for the user to really come open underneath and stop that. I also find the best thing to do with the outside route and Bryant is put him on an out route and then smart route him. He's really going to be useful against cover 3s. That's really going to be the best way to rock him is against cover 3s. So we're going to go ahead and run it just like this. I'm not really entirely sure what the defense is, but you can see once again, Bell's coming open late underneath. The user middle linebacker should be vacated by then. Yeah, I'm not necessarily going to make my coverage 3 adjustment every time, which is Bryant, because I don't, you know, I mean, just in case it's not a cover 3, I'm trying to make it now because it looks like a cover 3. There we go. So this actually looks like it's going to be a cover 3 as we have the one safety drop down. You can't fool me, bro. I've seen that look a million times. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this a couple more times here. As you can see, this route is pretty good. I mean, you get a nice acceleration boost. You drop down on it. I want to go ahead. I want to try to get this triangle route going. As you can see here, he just typically comes open late. I mean, you have a lot of this play is really about receivers coming open late after the coverages have been pulled out. That's really one of the good things about this. As you can see, we're going to have that again. Actually, I'll take the deep check down here on that one. As you can, I can tell he's going to get beat. So that's it. That's that play. We'll go ahead and move on. Another really good play out of this that doesn't have a lot of adjustments is the jailbreak screen. We'll go ahead and we'll pick that. Another really good play out of this that doesn't have a lot of adjustments is the jailbreak screen. We'll go ahead and we'll pick that. The only thing I would say that would be a helpful adjustment here is just basically making some sort of fake motion. Just to kind of get your opponent paying attention to something on the other side, because there's only really one route that I would say is good enough to throw to. But you can see how incredible the blocking is on these jailbreak screens this year. I mean, you have pulling linemen and everything. But yeah, the fake motion, I mean, that's just to kind of get your opponent to pay attention to the other side of the field. Hopefully they're not watching for these screens. Because you can see how the blocking sets up. The linemen pull out. You just have the jailbreak screens are really hard to stop this year. But yeah, this screen is really a one-read play unless you have a really good mobile quarterback, because there's just so much blocking, leaving to get over to your receiver. So you really got to have a mobile quarterback for this play to work out. You know, that's just a really good play all around. So we'll go ahead and move on. Alright, so that's it for part 2 of the Steelers. Like I said, if you guys wanted me to do an ebook out of the Steelers, if you think that'll be popular, let me know in the comment section. I have a feeling it might be. And otherwise, that's it. More Steelers, hit the like button. And that's it. Thanks for watching, man. Money Shut out.